is Jenny with your monthly energy reading for the month of October 2020. If you are new to my channel, I am a practicing shaman and I do energy readings and help people get in touch with their animal spirit guides. In this monthly reading, I will be using the Enchanted Forest Tarot cards. So let's see what messages our spirit guides have for us. As always, I am pulling 3 cards that will give us 3 perspectives on the month ahead. Here we have our first perspective. Our second perspective. And our third perspective. So our first perspective is the 5 of Spells. This is the 5 of Wands in the regular tarot. And this is a card of conflict. It represents 5 different worldviews that are clashing. That means that there is conflict, opposition, and disagreement that we have to deal with. It can also be the type of conflict that is characterized by rivalry, where everyone feels like they have something to prove. And such conflict can be both fruitless and very draining. In this card here, the conflict is represented by 5 young wizards who are trying to learn magic. They are too young to master the magic yet, so they make mistakes, they fly around the forest, and they fight and combat each other so that they can master the spell first. So we have that kind of energy going on this month, where everyone is trying to prove a point, trying to prove that they are right, and it takes the form of battle. For us as spectators to this magic battle that we have going on here in this card, it can look a little funny at first glance. We have these toads flying around in the air and they are all holding wands, but that's only on the surface. So on the surface you might find these conflicts that you see a bit ridiculous, but you have to look deeper. And underneath it all will be this energy of strife and rivalry and almost an urge to combat each other. When this card comes up in a reading, we must always remember that when open conflict seems to be the only choice, it also represents a personal failure in some way. Failure in dealing with our own shortcomings, and also an inability to communicate what we feel, communicate what we need to survive, or what we need to feel happy. So when this card comes up, we are also being asked to consider what we can do ourselves to work through all of that. How can we make sure that this energy of combat and strife doesn't escalate? I live in New York, as you all know, so I can't help feeling that this is tied into the presidential election that we have going on. America is a divided country at the moment, and an energy of battle is definitely in the air. It can also be related to your own personal life, of course, that you feel you constantly have to assert yourself. Maybe things are not going your way. Maybe your job feels a bit like a battle. So then take a second look at it and ask yourself what you might be able to do differently. Our second perspective is the Two of Spells. So this is the Two of Wands in the regular tarot. So we are in the same suit again. This is a card that speaks about seeking wisdom. Here you see a man who is performing an ancient shamanic ritual where he is consulting a pile of sticks, and all of them have symbols on them, if you see here. So it's kind of a stick game where you have a stack of sticks with different symbols, and then you throw them down randomly, and then you read them. It's a bit like reading tarot cards. So you read the symbols, how they are positioned compared to one another, and what that means. Sorry, I have a little kitten on my table here. So this man is looking for answers, and he's seeking the wisdom of the trees to find them. So in other words, he's looking in nature for these answers. That means that he is opening himself up spiritually. He understands that the answers he needs do not lie in materialism, that he has to open his mind to spirit to find what he's looking for. So this card teaches us to guard against that complacency or emptiness that might come if we have all of the material things that we need in life. So if we are materially blessed, we risk becoming spiritually empty. And lacking a spiritual perspective on material gains and wealth may then create an inability to follow through with projects that you have begun. So this card wants you to open your mind to spirit, to seek the answers you need in nature. So to turn away from materialism and open your heart up to spiritual guidance. The last card that came up for us this month is the Four of Challenges. This is the Four of Swords in the regular tarot. Remember, in this deck, you are the traveler traveling through the enchanted forest. And in this card, it is winter in the forest. You can see everything around this tree is frozen and cold. So you are traveling through an unforgiving environment that is hard to navigate, that is rough. There isn't much to eat, and it can feel like you will never escape this icy nightmare. But then all of a sudden you come upon a miracle. You come upon this green tree full of berries that is in full bloom in the middle of winter. So this is a magical tree. It can provide you with the protection that you need. It can also provide you with sustenance so that you can go on. You can eat these berries and feel refreshed and energized. So this tree wants you to sit down underneath it and enjoy its protection and its bounty. This card wants you to strive to be grounded and to understand the boundaries and forms that you live by. If you somehow feel repressed or restricted, this card also asks you to look inward, to take a rest, to focus on yourself and take the time out to regroup so that you can gather the strength and the clarity that you need to deal with the next steps on your journey. So this card invites you to take a break. You can meditate under this tree. These two cards here complement each other perfectly. If you meditate under this tree, you also seek the wisdom of the tree, and you might be able to find some answers. You might be able to hear what your spirit guides want to tell you. So this is a month that will be characterized by conflict, by strife. This was our first perspective, remember that. And the way it feels to me is that it is both conflict in the collective and conflict in your own life. It is connected, so it is likely the conflict from the collective that will somehow stretch into your own life also and cause you stress and give you this feeling that no matter what you do, you're not in control of your own magic. So you feel inadequate in many ways. But the way you get through that is by seeking spiritual guidance, by closing your eyes to all of this, closing your ears to it also, and listening within instead. Seek nourishment from nature, seek your answers there, communicate with your spirit guides, reach out to your power animals. Take a break, meditate. So in this card, we're literally being asked to take time out from this wilderness around us, from this frozen, cold, unwelcoming forest. We're being asked to sit in the safety of this magical tree and rest. So that's your way through all of that. Take time out for yourself. Reach out to your spirit guides. Close your eyes and ears to what is going on as much as you can. So that was the reading for this month. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel. If you would like more detailed guidance on crystals and herbs, please watch my weekly videos. And if you would like a private reading with me, you can write the email that you see in the video description, or you can visit my Etsy shop. I wish you a wonderful October where you can hopefully find a little peace under your own enchanted tree. I will talk to you again soon. Bye!